Welcome back to Creativerse. Alright. Well, I'll tell you what. I've been having a little bit of a problem with that warehouse thing. Okay, let me go over there and I'll show you. And wouldn't it be nice if we could fly in first person? That would be so much infinitely better, in my opinion. Okay, so the structure, as far as it goes, I think is looking okay. Not 100% sure about the lights, but they're consistent with the brick, I think. And this is basically the structure I've got. I'm figuring it might end up being longer and or taller with additional floors and whatnot. And I need to come up with a layout of chests, and more particularly how I'm going to lay out items. Obviously, I'm going to want the more commonly used items on the first floor, and then less commonly used would be up higher or farther back or whatever, And I'm still working on that. And then, of course, there's out here. Right here, I've got the stone floor in here as a 3-block wide walkway, sidewalk, what have you. And I wanted to have kind of a curb at the edge of the road, and that's not happening. I've got some stone slabs here, and having them like this, you almost can't tell them apart from the stone floor. Now, if I rotate, that's sort of kind of okay-ish, maybe, but not at that height. So and if I would have put them up like that, no, too high, way too high. It needs to come up to a half a block height, and so I could just do that, but for a curb, that's too wide. I actually need something that's like a quarter block, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Yeah, and I keep hitting the wrong things. Yeah. So I'm not really sure what to do with that. I suppose I could put some kind of stairs along here. That might maybe be doable or acceptably reasonable in terms of some kind of a roadside curb. I'm not really sure yet. And the next issue with this build comes down here, where I've got this road coming out this way, and I want to make it turn over this way and pass in front of the barn. And this is my first attempt at turning it, and it looks terrible sunk into the ground like that. Really. I mean, this is awful. The stairs I'm using here because asphalt doesn't have any slope form, which is woefully sad. Hashtag stairs and slopes everywhere. Yeah, anyway, so I guess I'm thinking, clear a little space here, that instead of bringing it down to this level, which it needs to happen, instead of doing that before I do this, if I do, oh, come on, grab the rotation for the right thing. Yeah. Okay, so and then let's see. Oh, I already pulled those up. All right. Yeah. Rotate it around. And again. And then pull it up and put it down. Something like this. And we'll just pretend I filled that in. And the idea is to bring the thing out to something like in the neighborhood of out here, and then hit the stairs to bring it down a level. And then from there, that's when the remainder of the actual road and asphalt go in. Something like that. Now this I can probably deal with. Now I have to fill that in. That looks terrible like that. Alright. And this brings to the idea the possibility of having some kind of obsidian something going along the edge of the road here, because this obsidian with the asphalt does have a good look. I'm not sure about the angular sawtooth kind of thing it's got going on right now, but the obsidian and the asphalt do work good together. They do. And then, of course, the idea of the curb that I want to have along the roadside, that is not going to make the turn. Because rotation, while this is fine, there's two things about it. Number one, rotation goes in 90-degree increments. And, I would love to talk about 45-degree, 15-degree, 30-degree, and maybe even 22.5-degree. As increments, as possible increments for block rotation, because especially for things like angles and stuff like that, and stairs and a number of other things that could be put to some interesting use with those rotation options, they're not going to happen. And then of course there's the simple fact that every block takes up a full block space, even if it's only a half a block. And yeah, that kind of presents a problem in itself. So I'm still working on this, and if anybody has some input about how to do this roadway better and have it look better and so on without being too much of a pain in the butt, I would love to hear it. I really would, because this is starting to be sort of okay-ish, and having to turn above ground instead of sunk into the ground that looks better and passably decent, and so on. So, and of course, that is an obsidian roof, and it's textured to look like roof, and that makes it look kind of weird when you put it on its side like that. Yeah, now a smooth obsidian slope with no texture, or maybe a texture that was similar to this part of the sides of it, that might be something that would be a good idea. I don't know. But anyway, some progress is being made. It's slow progress, because between being busy with a number of other things and trying to figure out how I'm going to do this stuff and make it look reasonable, I'm not making exceedingly fast progress. And yeah. But on the other hand, there has been a little bit of progress in other things. Like, for example, and I've probably shown this already, I have gotten started on the Nexus. This floor here is at some point eventually going to be lined from end to end with teleporters. And I'm thinking there might be some kind of, maybe put in something here to create aisles. Excuse the sudden cut there, but, oh man, that was a nasty sneeze. It came up out of nowhere. Anyway, I'm thinking maybe put something down here to create aisles. So that, like, I could have, like, say, for example, a 4-block wide aisle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a separator of some kind. Not necessarily asphalt, but that's just a placeholder or whatever. And the separator might be 2 blocks tall. I don't know. And then I could have a teleporter over here and another one over here and so on, with signs above them the way I'm doing here. And yeah, and that reminds me, I need to get back out onto that trail of map exposure, because where it leaves off right now is over here on the eastern edge. And there is still wait a minute, no, I got all the way over to here and set it up there. Yeah. In any event, getting back to that clearing the undiscovered country and clearing the fog of war stuff would be a good idea. I want to do that and actually lay eyes on the rest of the map up close and personal like. But that's going to be a little while. Meanwhile, there is another project I want to get working on, because I have some ideas for that. This is, I call it the Y240 spawner for the teleporter. And what it is actually is, you recall the spawner that I built down there, the first one I ever built. Well, it's down below that. That one right there is my event platform, and it occupies the entire claim. And what I want to do up here, see right here, we're at Y240, and just a few blocks higher is where I want to start work on building a better corrupted mob spawner. And let's see, just kind of stair step my way up there. I keep trying to shift to hold where I'm at instead of, you know, Minecraft habits die hard, especially when you're still playing the game all the time. Anyway, so I'm going to start out working on this level here and get the beginnings of what I think will eventually be a much better corrupted mob spawner. And I'll be back after a while. Alright. Got the first chunk of it done, and it occurred to me I don't actually have to do all this placing of stuff myself manually. Because why do that when you can use a capture block and make a blueprint? Alright, so let's see. Interact. No. I guess I have to put it down a block? That's going to be a bummer. Alright. No. Alright, now. Drop it there. Interact. There's the thing I want. The height can be 1. The left edge, will bring that in like so. And the depth will bring back to that. Let's make sure. The right edge is right out there to the edge. Yeah, okay. capture that. Okay. Saving a blueprint. Okay. I'm not going to publish that. It's just a utility blueprint. Alright. Give me the cornerstone for that. Alright. Now, I'll pop that down here. Actually, I don't need it there. Let's go out here a little bit, and I can see a problem. Oh, nuts. I don't suppose that I can adjust its position. No, I can't. No. Alright, so I'm going to have to sky bridge my way out there to that to have the place to do it with. Not a huge problem. Alright. I just figured this would be quicker than having to manually place everything. Okay. So directly below this one, right there. No. All right. Pop that there. And this goes here. Bang. All right. And then we just don't need that. And that'll do just fine the way it is. And we just burst fill this sucker. I do like burst fill. Oops. I've been up here in the cold too long. Fortunately, I have a solution for that. Right over here, stand in the torches, and it'll warm up. But yeah, this will make filling in the rest of the chunks a bit easier. Let me go ahead and get this filled in. All right. Pull that up. Put those in. Okay. Now, let's see. Temporary block here. There. Back it up. Pull this one up. Put that down. And that's facing the wrong way. Okay. No. And now, here, oh, yeah. Yes. All right. I'll be back when the cold meter goes away. All right. Now let's see if I can successfully place this thing. And it does occur to me a couple of things, actually. This is not actually the final design of what I want to build. And why do I have a second one of these? Weird. But, oh, you can't just start on it. You have to interact with the thing, say no thanks, and then you can just start hitting it with blocks. But this will be enough of this will be a platform to work with. But honestly, the thing I have in mind is a little more involved than just a simple platform. Basically, this layer of the thing, let's see, got edge, and then going to come out, say, and a fourth block, and then from here it actually needs to go down a block. Yeah. All right. I should have. All right. Let's find out how high I can build from where I'm at. All right, so we got this. That ought to be enough. That ought to be enough. Which means I can start in the center and work my way outward. Okay, so the blueprint was a good idea as a time saver for block placing big platforms, but I just realized that my plan needs to change a little bit. Because I don't need the entire thing to be corrupted stone at this level. And as a matter of fact, I probably want it to be a crafted something. Because of the whole mobs don't spawn on crafted blocks thing. Which I have found is not always true. And really, it should be. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, let me find the center, which I have very thoroughly managed to lose. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And that should be it right there. And those 4 blocks are dead center. And yeah, I should have maybe thought about bringing something to prevent cold damage. But that's okay, I can work piecemeal. Okay, I got me some freeze resistance potion, that'll help. And I've gone ahead and set this here anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up to use stack stone wall instead. And so the first step is going to be to go over here and remove all of the corrupted, because I don't need it on this level. All right. Okay, and now for some good old-fashioned burst fill. And I can see that apparently I'm one block off on where I had that cornerstone placed. Well, I'm not going to worry about that right now. All right, now let's see. All right, I need to go ahead and replace the rest of this stuff, and I'll come back. All right, now I got the right platform. I kind of had my idea a little bit turned around. Been thinking about this for a while, but yeah. Now these in the center will not be filled in. In fact, I'll be taking them out and mobs will be invited to fall down to the next level at some point. Get out of there. There. Okay. Now, fans. Let's see. No. Let's see. Yeah, you see there's going to be a little bit of a trick here. And then here. Okay, it's going to be a trick working out the precise spacings and whatnot. Like, for example, I don't think they should necessarily face directly into each other like that. I don't know. I'll get it figured out here. So, up that way. Okay, anyway. You get the idea. You got fans. Okay, wait a minute. There's 2 blocks on that side. There's 3 on this side. That's probably why things are not looking right. I didn't have my spacing right. And therefore, things weren't working out the way they were supposed to. All right. And now here and here. Over here needs another line. And these need to be pulled back a block, because this shouldn't have been blowing at another fan. Yeah, the whole idea is everything that gets in here is blown towards the center. And then we come out here. Now this whole thing is based partly on a picture of what I assume is an older mob farm design, and partly on some things that I've seen recently on Steam, the Steam forum. And guess who forgot to hit his potion again? Yeah. The idea here is, let's make another ring of corrupted stone. And like so. And now here, we go back to the fans. Like so, and do that all the way around. And right now I'm just kind of prototyping here, so I'm going to do the bulk of the building off camera because I can already see that I'm going to be doing and redoing some things a number of times. So I'm just going to get the concept across here. But then again, for all I know, folks recognize this particular little layout. It wouldn't surprise me. Alright, now copy the rotation of that. And here, and here, and here. Whoa! Effective, aren't they? And there, and there. Alright. Basically what you've got, and actually this layer needed to be a block higher. It did. This outermost ring needs to be a block higher, and then another ring a block higher yet behind it. And it's a ring all the way around. The idea is okay, I got to work on the spacing. Right now I had to move them or I never get out of there. But the idea is that everything gets directed here into this. And what do they find down there? Well, nothing right now, but once I get some stuff built down there, actually I might just be able to put them right in here. Some teleporters. And the teleporters there will teleport to a location down just a little bit. And if I could ever learn to stop hitting the wrong key like that. Well, the idea here is that, and frankly, I would probably make this tube out of glass and make it bigger. But the idea is they teleport to a location like this, and as I understand it, anybody teleporting into that is going to find themselves falling down. And they're going to land in a pool of mineral water, which of course is terminal to corrupted mobs. And this would be more likely to be like stone fence or something like that, so that you could reach in here between the things and pick up their drops after they expire from prolonged contact with mineral water. The fence post will also serve to keep them in there and keep them from being a problem. So that's what I'm working on. It's always a problem to pick up the source block. It's easier to just destroy it. Yeah, okay. But that's what I'm working on, what the idea is. Because I've seen the idea of this kind of a design, or well, actually, I saw a picture of it, a screenshot. Basically, a big platform made of whatever materials that you want to use for a spawner, with several rings of fans spaced like this, going all the way around, blowing the mobs progressively inward. And I believe that one had them falling into a kill chamber where you would then access from below and sit there and swing a sword at them. In this situation, they will fall into teleporters and be teleported into this little thing that I just described, which I have seen in use in more recent mob designs, because mobs dropping loot when they drown and stuff like that. And so you have corrupted mobs falling into a pool of mineral water. They're not going to be there for very long. And of course, other mobs, you could drop them into corrupted water. Yeah. So that's what I've got in mind here. However, what I also have is an extreme shortage of time this morning. And so I am going to call it an episode for right now. And next time, I hope to be able to show the completed spawner in action. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here. A quick addendum. I have just returned to my base, which is several claims away from where that spawner project is. I can still hear the fans. And I don't have any here.